Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now August 28th of 2020, and ever since the very end of the Skywalker saga, a lot of fans around the world have been very curious and skeptical at the same exact time about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney and Lucasfilm and what Bob Iger and Bbo Chaypeks all have planned to really deliver to the Star Wars fandom around the world. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the great thing about the future of Star Wars is that we got George Lucas, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni all working together as a team to really deliver as much authentic Star Wars material as possible moving forward. When it comes to Disney Plus and the new Star Wars TV series for starters, we've also got books, novels, comics, video games, you name it. Now, one thing that a lot of fans have really been looking forward to is to see exactly how Bbo Chaypeks is really going to handle everything when it comes to the Star Wars franchise, the overall brand, once Bob Iger is completely gone next year in 2021. In case you guys are out of the loop, Bob Iger is only helping out Bbo Chaypeks until this November. This November, Iger's going to move away and focus on Marvel for around 2 months before he leaves, pretty much permanently from Disney for good, where he's going to hand the keys over to Chaypek to take care of everything Disney related. That, of course, is movies, television, and theme parks out there. So, what's really intriguing all has to do with the Star Wars films. A lot of fans out there have been very intrigued about Star Wars movies and, what really has been happening behind the scenes by Disney and Lucasfilm when it comes to, of course, Kathleen Kennedy and her creative control being lost, and the entire process of this transitionary phase for the overall Star Wars franchise. Now, what's really intriguing about all of this is that with the Skywalker saga now over, both Disney and Lucasfilm have been primarily focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of movies, as well as their new Star Wars universe. It's explained that Bob Iger and Bbo Chaypeks are developing multiple plans in order to reunite the Star Wars fans around the world in order to create a brighter future for the franchise. It's noted that many changes are happening behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm, where it's noted that Bbo Chaypeks is doing everything in his power to create authentic projects moving forward. It's explained that just recently Disney CEO Bbo Chaypeks canceled a host of Star Wars films that were initially greenlit by Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy before she lost her creative control at Lucasfilm. These movies that were created by Kathleen Kennedy were recently canceled by Bbo Chaypeks in order to make room for new movies in the new Star Wars universe and to organize the roadmap of Star Wars movies. Now, it's explained that these movies served as spin-off films that Kathleen Kennedy had initiated that were going to consist of an era that would be, of course, Kathleen Kennedy's version of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic. Kennedy was going to do her own version of the fan-favorite era of Star Wars that first started as video games and books and wanted to expand on those characters and events in the era that takes place hundreds of years before The Phantom Menace. Now, this is where things begin to get very bad for Kathleen Kennedy at this point in time, is that Kennedy was going to make it take place only hundreds of years before instead of thousands. So in case you guys did not know, the Old Republic was a timeline in Legends that took place thousands of years before. Now, the Old Republic right now is canon, it's just that the specifics of that era are not yet known. We really know little to nothing about the Old Republic era. The only thing that we do know is that in the Secrets of the Jedi book that's narrated through the character of Luke, he talks about the Old Republic and, well, there's really no actual number of years given of when it really takes place before The Phantom Menace. Now, all of this was also going to get rid of all the fan-favorite characters and would actually be replaced by new unknown characters by Kathleen Kennedy into these movies that would have caused great backlash from the hardcore Star Wars fans who love this era of Star Wars. So, once again, this is Kathleen Kennedy really not caring about Star Wars fans. These movies that were recently canceled, thankfully by Bbo Chaypeks, thankfully he did cancel them and put them into the trash, is that she was going to erase characters out there that we all know and love that were a part of Knights of the Old Republic and, of course, the regular Old Republic, video games and books, etc. Basically she was going to replace Darth Revan, Darth, Malgus, all these fan-favorite characters, that's just to name a few. I mean, to go to that level, to go to that length to really destroy those characters and just replace them with unknowns. I don't know about you guys, but at that point, it's not even the Old Republic, it's just a brand new era of Star Wars, and it just shows Kathleen Kennedy's incompetence over at Lucasfilm. She's very incompetent, she doesn't really know what she's doing, and this is yet again another great example. Now, furthermore, right, it's explained also that Kathleen Kennedy was ignoring many of George Lucas's original concepts for the Old Republic and was going to focus away from the vision by George Lucas in order to make the Old Republic more acceptable to new Star Wars fans, and felt that the hardcore fans needed to be ignored because they needed to focus on making new fans to accept change within the franchise. As of now, Bbo Chaypeks recently canceled those projects and, of course, is going to be resurrecting the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic in the form of television for starters in the near future, and that George Lucas, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni are already laying out the structure of those TV shows that will arrive on Disney Plus sometime in the near future. Chaypek is also looking into the films of the Old Republic to expand into television as a series later on down the road to respect the Legends characters in that timeline, unlike Kathleen Kennedy, who wanted to rid of those characters completely and focus only on brand new characters for the Star Wars universe. Thankfully now, Bbo Chaypeks is making a great change for the new Star Wars universe so that the fans can have something exciting to look forward to once again. So, Knights of the Old Republic, Kathleen Kennedy had all eyes on developing movies, and they were all greenlit. They were all ready and set to go before she lost her creative control, and now Bbo Chaypeks just finalized the cancellation of those movies just now during this month of August. Now, these movies were really going to go against the hardcore Star Wars fans, the fans, in my opinion, that really do help Lucasfilm a ton, whether it be movies or TV shows. These are the type of fans that see the movies multiple times, 3, 4, maybe even 5 times at that, and are the ones that are subscribing to Disney Plus and are going to stay subscribed to see other Star Wars TV shows down the road. Meanwhile, there are a lot of fans out there, though, that are also hardcore fans that are very much against still of what Disney's doing, and that's fine. It's still a divided fan base. There's no doubt about that. There's still a lot of fans out there that have issues with the overall direction by Disney and Lucasfilm and what they're doing. The thing that I would have had a problem with this, and this really seems like it would have created a big problem, is that Kathleen Kennedy wanted to introduce the Old Republic / Knights of the Old Republic to new Star Wars fans, primarily. She didn't really want to cater to the hardcore fans. And this does match up with one of her interviews not so long ago. I believe it was at the premiere for Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, if I'm not mistaken, is that she stated that we are always talking about Knights of the Old Republic all the time. We're always talking about those movies. And, you know, you can see her talking about it online, about Knights of the Old Republic being in the talks. And now it really matches up that Kathleen Kennedy wanted to take those actual movies and completely just change them, do a complete 180 once again. You know, it kind of reminds me of what George Lucas and Kathleen Kennedy's scenario was, where Lucas gave Kennedy treatments for 7, 8, and 9, and she completely threw those treatments of the stories into the trash and decided to do what she wanted to do on her own because she had the contract, she was able to do as she wanted, and broke the promises that she actually agreed upon between herself and George Lucas, which, you know, is very slimy in my opinion. I think that's very, you know, offensive toward George Lucas, because after all, this man, made Star Wars through blood, sweat, and tears, developing these scripts, developing these stories over years, and especially with the prequels, after getting such criticism with Episode 1 and continued on with 2 and 3, you can only imagine what went through George Lucas's mind. So, like I've said before in the past, I'm glad that Chaypek is reforming the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic into television, and is even considering movies down the road to expand the actual TV shows. So, with that being said, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.